So the kids have a surprise. It is Easter.
Hi, happy Easter.
Happy Easter. I'm gonna try not to get too close to y'all because I still... Did y'all say thank you?
Thank you.
This is yours.
I don't open my candy. Yeah! Look, he got it! Whoa! What'd you get?
Go find him.
Oh my gosh! Whoa! What color is that?
Hey boys, come here.
I feel blue.
I feel okay. I don't feel great, but I don't feel awful.
Thank you.
After you eat dinner, you have an Easter surprise.
Just blow it in here. It comes in here. Send me Alice again.
Hi.
We just saw you in the basement.
He just goes Sydney and Alice again. We just saw them in the basement. Literally just now. We're not expected. We literally just walked outside. I'm so tired. Like I was laying in there on the couch and he's playing and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna nap. How do you guys feel?
I'm tired.
Yeah,
Mariah texted me and was like, Taylor didn't sleep at all last night.
that's what Mom said.
Because he was scared?
Miss Mimi!
Jolie, Jolie, she's making a run for it.
Look at her!
She's been acting weird.
I would put her in her room. She's like, take me with you. Take me with you.
Where's your nose?
Nah.
Nose.
Ew.
Yeah, it's your ear. Nose. Where's
Nah.
your nose? Why don't you fill everybody in on the crazy last 24 hours?
Oh my goodness. There was a tornado warning. Watch.
So we were aware that there was going to be bad weather.
Oh yeah, they've been talking about it for days.
They were expecting like 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe even bigger, and possibly tornadoes. A tornado warning is worse than a tornado watch, which Thomas and I had to Google.
We did have to Google that. So we knew that there was going to be some bad weather. We don't normally get tornadoes in the part of town that we live in. They don't normally touch down here. But, so we weren't, I don't think we were taking it as seriously as we could have. But then as it kept getting later and later, we kept watching the news. We had the news on all night and they kept saying their warnings got more severe. And then finally it got to a point where they were saying on the news, if you can take shelter, then you need to take shelter. And then that's whenever we started getting kind of scared. And my sister called me and her and Alice asked if they could come over because we have a basement and they don't. So we said, yes, you guys can come over. Keep your distance though. They wore masks. They brought their dog and their cat over. And then PJ was on the phone with his mom for a while and they were kind of deciding if her and his sister should come over and take shelter here.
As I continued to watch the news, it was basically saying that it was headed straight for their house, like in the direction of where they live. I knew it was going to be in the southeast part of our county, which is where the house is. And their house is located to an area of town that gets hit by tornadoes frequently over the last 60 years. The same area tends to get hit over and over again for some reason, but I don't know if there's any relevance to that, but it does happen.
It was freaky. So we've made the decision to let everyone come over and to just keep as much distance as we could. They brought their cat over.
But before they got here, the thing is there were multiple waves of storms coming through. So they missed their chance to get to come here during the first wave because they started to load up. And when they went outside, it was so crazy and windy. And they saw that the news said it's going to be in their area in 4 minutes. So they ran back in and jumped in the shower. My little sister was screaming and crying. It was so scary. At one point, the phone went out. I had to call her back. I was terrified. And then there was a break in the weather and they were able to get here in less than like 5 minutes because they don't live too far from us. And then we were all here in the basement. I know with social distancing, it kind of breaks what we have been doing, but at the end of the day, I would rather my family be in our basement safe with us versus in a house that doesn't have a basement. Basements
Right.
are very important when tornadoes hit, and usually people who have basements and seek shelter in basements have a better chance of surviving. And that was the most important thing for us, is that they were safe. They were able to get here safely without any fear of a tornado hitting while they were driving. So that was what was important. So that happened. We finally go to bed at like 2 or 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And little brother was complaining about being cold, and when we felt him, he was burning up. So we took his temperature. He had a fever of 102, which, of course, Easter Sunday was when the tornado hit, and that was the first day that I started feeling better. And then he started showing signs of a fever. Older brother started coughing on Sunday. And so we go to bed knowing that little brother has a fever of 102. We give him fever reducer. It starts to go down. And then, yeah.
It's like you guys kind of trade out on sickness. Whenever someone in this house gets better, it's like they're passing the baton off to someone else. Like, all right, your turn to get sick.
It's like a blessing and a curse. It sucks that we continue to all get sick, but at least we're not all sick at the same time.
That is true.
So he also woke up with a fever this morning. And so the last 24 hours have been crazy. We are seeing on Facebook all of the damage that the tornadoes caused in our area.
Yeah.
And the tornado hit less than a mile away from our house, which is scary.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel so sorry for everyone that is going through a pandemic on top of losing their house. Chattanooga was hit really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hope you guys are out there safe, and that's that.
Yeah. Please stay safe. And then, I don't know, just do what you can. Our hearts break for everyone who is affected.
New York healthcare facilities once again.
I think the discussions need to how we do that in a very controlled fashion. And when we start having conversations about reopening, it has to be around how can we.
What is it?
The weather. Yeah. No, like, look right there. Right there. Yeah, yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's right there. Look right there. Down there.
Oh, there it is. You're right. What do you want to name it?
Oh, like me. I want to go.
We took a trip out to the land because, tell them why. We're in the building right now. It's a massive building. It's basically a blank slate. There's so much that we could do with it. So we're just walking around trying to get a feel for it and decide what we want to ultimately end up doing with it. It was originally going to be a venue. We are putting those plans on hold for now because of the pandemic. And every time we're out here, we get so relaxed and we get so happy. And we enjoy being out here so much. So we're kind of tossing around the idea of maybe we want to turn this huge building into some sort of house, or maybe still make it a venue. I don't know. So that's what we're out here doing right now. Just getting a feel for it and enjoying this beautiful day.
Look at my potato head.
Oh my gosh.
No, don't. They might bite you.
Be careful. It won't bite us. Look, PJ. PJ, look. Stop waiting. Ah! Ooh.
PJ, what are you doing? Being crazy. What did PJ just tell you to do?
He just say he wants to bring me his coffee.
He wants you to bring him his coffee. But where's his coffee?
You're about to make it.
It's not made yet, is it?
So what?
Are you singing this? Let's go. Good job. So last night we did our second takeout meal since this whole pandemic happened. It wasn't as scary as the first time. Not that the first time was scary, I was just kind of nervous about going to get it.
We had our wipes in the car. We wiped in all the plastic containers.
Wiped off our credit card.
Oh.
And then the people who brought it out to us, we stayed in our car, we rolled down the window, and they were wearing masks. They were very, very cautious, but it was Japanese food, and we also ordered some pad thai, which we haven't had in a month, and it was so good. And they're a local business, so it felt good to help them out also.
Yeah.
And then the kiddos are eating some lunch that PJ's mom made, and brought some ham and her famous homemade potato salad. Whatever you're cooking smells delish. So what are you cooking?
So my mom brought us Easter ham when she made her Easter dinner. And I'm gonna be making a hash brown casserole, and I'm literally coming up with the recipe in my head as I'm doing it.
Which sometimes are the best recipes and sometimes they're the worst recipes.
Literally just throwing together. So what I did is I took heavy whipping cream.
Wow. Wow, that was a lot. So I'm on onion chopping duty. And as always, I just want to give a huge shout out to Andre from Australia who sent me these, I don't even know what you would call them, onion protection eyeglasses for my eyes, because I posted a story like a year ago that I was chopping onions and the tears were just pouring down my face. So every time, oh, are you burning?
I'm burning.
Okay. Anyways, I was rudely interrupted by PJ's burning cheese, but I made an Instagram story about a year ago talking about how the onions made me cry, and Andre saw it and he sent those glasses. And anyways, they've helped ever since. I love them. Thank you so much. I will continue to thank you for as long as I have to wear them. So, you put 3 eggs in there?
Yeah.
There's so many delicious, yummy smells going on right now.
Hollandaise sauce? Isn't it egg yolk or eggs?
Oh, I learned this on Julie and Julia. There's lots of butter. I think egg yolks. I don't know. Wait, what is dripping? Grease? Something just dripped. Ew.
Do you think I should mix it all together? I'm afraid the potatoes may be bland.
Oh! Look who it is, guys! Say hi, Alice! Look how sweet! So Alice is bringing us some homemade chicken noodle soup from my mom. It looks delicious. Oh my gosh, there's so much of it too. I'm so excited. Hi, Winston. I know. It's for the camera. I really don't like that little stuff. You want to go that way? You are witnessing a behind the scenes TikTok. Yes, we are on our roof.
Yes, we are present.
Crazy, that's a good word. It's a gorgeous day though, so the view's not too bad. Is it full? Oh my goodness. I did not. The jury is still out on if that was me.
It was 100% you. Thomas carried up the pole and it started deflating, but when he carried it up, I noticed that there was a hole in it from a nail, and I even said, be careful, don't poke it with a nail, and what do you know?
I was trying to be productive and I was like, nope, I don't need PJ's help. I'm just going to bring it up by myself. And so I may or may not have put a hole in it. Who knows?
Yeah. So I did get my results back. That garbage truck is really loud. Let's go in. So I got my results back, and they actually came back a lot quicker than they had told me they were going to. But anyways, they were negative, which is kind of, I guess it's a good thing. I was almost feeling relief thinking that I had got it and that I was recovering from it. But I got my results, they were negative. My mom got her results, they were negative. And my aunt got her results, and they were negative. The only bad thing about all of this is my mom had every symptom. My mom had breast cancer and went through breast cancer. And she told my mama that the sickness that she's had over the last 3 weeks was worse than her treatment of chemo when she had breast cancer. With 16 weeks of chemo, and she was saying how she felt during this sickness was worse than that. So we ran into a nurse who had told us that the test results are only 30% accurate, and that they have to leave the thing in your nasal cavity throat for 30 seconds in order for it to read or have a better chance of being accurate. And they only left it in our nose for 10 seconds. I really think that my mom had it. The sickness that I had, that cough that I had, was all respiratory, and it was the worst cough that I've ever had in my life. I don't know how to explain. It messed with my thinking and like my head. I don't know how to explain how I felt for that 12 days, but I don't necessarily believe that the tests were accurate, but they said they were negative, so.
The good thing is you are starting to be healthy again. Your mom is on the mend.
Yeah,
So
today is the first day that I feel almost 100% again. And that's like 14 days or 15 days from whenever I got sick. So, I don't know. But overall, that's good news.
it is good news.
I did my chicken Alfredo recipe with a heavy whipping cream and some garlic and some butter
Yum.
in here, and I'm sauteing it. And then I'm gonna add some sharp cheddar cheese to it, which I have already started to do. I'm gonna melt it into it. I am then going to fold the concoction into some hash browns mixed in with some, Province Day,
Herbs.
with some brown sugar and the ham and some salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna put some leftover shredded cheese on top of it. May throw some corn in there. I don't know.
Wow.